This morning, hear from a local community leader on breaking the silence concerning sexual assault and sexual harassment. Plus, meet one local resident keeping a popular activity alive in our area for this morning's mover and shaker. Plus, we take a trip back into time before Arkansas men's basketball look at their future season. Your Fox 24 News at 7 starts now.
Your life, your news. You're watching Fox 24 News at 7.
It is Thursday, November 8th. Welcome into the newscast. I'm Chris Frye, along with meteorologist Rick Catsby. Thank you so much for joining us. Caitlin Zollner has the morning off. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
As people are heading out the house, I know earlier this morning at around 3 a.m., my assumption was, man, it's going to be cold outside. I even brought a jacket, and you know that's rare.
Yeah.
And I brought a jacket, and I felt like I didn't need the jacket.
Yeah, we had the low clouds that came in, kind of stopped the temperatures from falling too far. And so, yeah, it wasn't as cold. We're a little bit cooler now. We're in the low 40s. And that's a little chilly with the north wind blowing. Yeah. It looks like today we'll keep the cloud cover strong today, and eventually we'll see some showers developing through the day. And I'm thinking more likely later on this afternoon and also for this evening. Let's show you what's going on this morning. We've got a live look from the Springdale area. It kind of shows you a little bit about what we're looking at here this morning with a lot of cloudiness over the area. We've got some activity there on I-49, but you can see that I kind of want to show this picture because we've still got some fall colors out there. That's kind of cool. Just a little bit of a rust looking in the mountainous areas, and there are the clouds this morning. Now, you can see that the clouds are not heavy condensed, and so we don't see a lot of rain with this, at least for now. The clouds will thicken, and it'll just come just basically overcast with that low overcast developing eventually. Right now, we've seen a couple little sprinkles that have moved across Benton County, more on the way into northern parts of Benton County. Widespread rain developing back to our north and west. We'll get here later on, probably this morning. So here we have temperatures in the 40s and some low 50s out there this morning. The colder air back to our north and west will get in here even for tomorrow. For today, likely chances for some light showers or some drizzle out there for today with a cloudy sky, high temperature reaching a cool 48. Colder for the weekend. We'll show you that forecast and that potential for some snow early next week. It's all ahead. Chris.
All right, Rick, thanks a lot. 7:02 is your time. Making headlines this morning, the University of Arkansas hosted an open discussion about sexual assault just days after text and social media messages circulated saying women were being lured into sex trafficking around campus. Now, this scare started this past weekend when social media posts surfaced saying men were looking to abduct women around the U of A campus. However, Fayetteville police released a statement saying in part, the police department has received no calls or reports to substantiate that this occurred. UAPD also confirming it has no record of an attempted abduction report. Now, in the next half hour, hear from a local community leader on breaking the silence concerning sexual assault and sexual harassment. New this morning and breaking news out of California as at least 12 people are dead, including the gunman, after yet another mass shooting.
And then all of a sudden you hear like the bang bang of the gunshots, and it just started going crazy, and people were pushing.
It happened late Wednesday night at the Borderline Bar and Grill in the suburbs of Thousand Oaks. Now, the bar was packed with students for college country night. Witnesses say the gunman used smoke bombs at the entrance of the club and began shooting, quote, wildly at the crowd. Investigators say a county deputy is also among those killed.
Sheriff Sergeant, he was totally committed. He gave his all, and tonight, as I told his wife, he died a hero because he went in to save lives, to save other people.
Many others are hurt. Authorities say the suspect has not been identified, and they don't know the motive, but they are not ruling out terrorism. It is 7:04. Happening today, an event that's bringing employers, educators, and policymakers together to focus on changes impacting our area. The Springdale Chamber of Commerce will host the 4th annual NWA Workforce Summit. That's at the Northwest Arkansas Convention Center. Now, this year's featured speaker is Richard Montañez. He's VP of Multicultural Sales at PepsiCo, and he's the inventor of the Flaming Hot Cheeto. The event will be held from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Registration is $50. Happening today, it's a gathering celebrating November art and artists. The Art on the Bricks Art Walk will feature neon sculptures, Christmas lights, and glow-in-the-dark art activities. The public is invited to visit more than 25 locations with 30 pop-up art galleries where they may see and purchase art and also meet artists from across Northwest Arkansas. The event is happening from 4:30 until 7:30 tonight. That's in Rogers. Just after 7:05. Veterans Day is this Sunday, but most businesses will observe the holiday next Monday, the 12th. And while some will enjoy that day off, to others the day, well, it means so much more. Fox 24's Nkirika Azuka is live in Fayetteville showing us how members of the military will be recognized before this weekend. Nkirika, good morning.
Good morning, Chris. So here at the Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks, they will host a ceremony tomorrow to honor those who have served in the military. And I'm here this morning with Daryl Horn, who served in both Cuba and Vietnam. Good morning. So tell me a little bit about your experience in the military.
Well, I went into the military back in 1966. I served in the States, but I also served in Cuba and Vietnam. And I trained in 81 millimeter mortars. But when I got to Vietnam, they decided that I needed to be in 60 millimeter mortars, which is, I call it a heavy duty grunt, because I just went with the platoons wherever they went, and we were out in the bush most of the time I was there. And we were in several battles. One particular one that I might mention was Operation Buffalo, where we encountered 5 battalion of the NVA. And the battle went on all day. Well, it went on for several days, but that particular day, we had 79 of our men were killed, our Marines, and 65 were critically wounded. And it was a pretty hectic day. And I'm just fortunate and privileged to be one of the ones that survived.
Well, with that incredible story, what does Veterans Day mean to you?
Veterans Day is really, it's a time to remember and honor, respect our veterans, past, present, especially those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms, but to honor those that are presently serving and have been serving. It's just a great honor to be able to honor them and show our respect and to show up for events that do honor them and give people an opportunity to come out.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Horn. So the event will take place here at the VA in Fayetteville tomorrow at 11 a.m. It is open to the public, and former and current military members are encouraged to wear their uniforms. Live in Fayetteville, Nkirika Azuka, Fox 24 News.
All right, Nkirika, we appreciate it. Happening today, we are going to the River Valley now, and the Fort Smith Museum will honor local veterans with the Veterans Day exhibit in the Boyd Gallery. A few of the featured artifacts include items from Fort Smith Native veterans and an oil painting from General William O. Darby that's painted by Judy Ware. The museum is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And after the exhibit opening, you can participate in military history trivia with Bowtie Joe. Now, in honor of Veterans Day, Joe Lupke will be at the Fort Smith Museum of History for Military History Trivia Night. It begins at 6, and potential topics include Great American Battles, military slang, and acronyms, and much more. It is 7:08 now. The men of Fox 24 and our sister station KNWA, that includes yours truly, along with Dan Scoff and Nate Custer from KNWA, we will participate with The Cave for No Shave November. Now, No Shave November is a month-long journey when participants go without shaving in order to start a conversation and raise awareness about various forms of cancer in men. At the end of the month, we will have a shave-off party. You can learn more about how you can get involved by going to our website. And we took a photo of some of the men of Fox 24 and, as mentioned, our sister station KNWA. There you see Alex Capriello, Nate, and Dan Scoff. And we will look forward to seeing all of our progress throughout this month. Other news now at 7:09. The city of Fayetteville's water and sewer operations staff are reminding residents and businesses to prepare for colder temperatures. To learn what to do before and during freezing weather, visit our website, fox24news.tv. There we will have a link to the city's website. It's full of tips to help you winterize your home. The webpage will also include action steps if you suspect your pipes are frozen. Well, it was one of the most talked about upset victories of election night. In the next half hour, we'll hear from both Charlie Collins and Democrat winner Denise Garner. Close to 7:10, though, on this Thursday morning. Rick Hatsby has a look at Thursday morning traffic. Rick, good morning.
All right, Rick, thanks.
Yep.
Topping your headlines, police are still searching for a man who they say robbed a person at gunpoint.
The Springdale Police Department says the armed robbery happened Wednesday morning at Quick and Clean Laundry on North Thompson Street. Police say the suspect got into the victim's car, pulled out a gun, and was able to get away with cash. The suspect left in a dark pickup truck. Police say the suspect is an African-American man. They tell us he was wearing a black mask and dark clothing at the time of the crime. If you have information, you're urged to contact police.
New this morning, the Sebastian County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding a sex offender. 65-year-old Rodney Moore has been convicted of rape, aggravated robbery, and kidnapping. Deputies say he failed to comply with the reporting requirements of the Sex and Child Offender Registration. Take a look at your screen. Moore is 5'7", weighs 160 pounds. He has brown hair and hazel eyes. If you have information about his whereabouts, call the Sebastian County Sheriff's Office.
6:03 now. The Northwest Arkansas Regional Planning Commission approving an amendment regarding the future of transportation in the region. The commission's policy committee will incorporate the Arkansas and Missouri Department of Transportation's established performance targets for safety, pavement condition, bridge condition, and travel time reliability. The Transit Asset Management Plan performance targets were also incorporated and adopted by the committee.
Today we're implementing some of the new federal planning, transportation planning requirements, and that all states across the nation are having to set performance measures and targets.
The adoption of the amendment is a show of support for the 2040 plan. The plan addresses the future of transportation needs across the country.
J.B. Hunt is driving into the future with a new fleet of vehicles. The company has added 5 all-electric medium-duty box trucks to its private fleet. This is another step for the company to reduce its carbon footprint. J.B. Hunt is the second national carrier to introduce e-Canter trucks in the United States. A light pole that fell during last week's severe storms has residents questioning the safety of one of its parks.
City leaders in Gravette say the light pole fell over near Pop Alum Park, and it has some wondering if other poles in the park should also be replaced. Jack Hunter says his children often play sports in those fields.
Right next to the dugout here for the fields, and then we've got the concession stands right over here. You know, what happens if that comes down during the middle of a game? You know, when you got kids all in the dugout, volunteers and kids in the concession stand, it's a major safety issue.
City leaders say the light poles were inspected in the fall. They tell us a few poles should be replaced in the near future. Empire Electric was hired to order and install the poles, but they have not yet come in.
Students at a Northwest Arkansas elementary school are getting involved with robotics. The third graders at Frank Tillery Elementary School in Rogers are participating in a robotics club thanks to the Northwest Arkansas Education Service Cooperative. The OzoBot kids are grouped into teams where they engineer and then code a robot that can complete different tasks such as picking up items and placing them in a new location.
I think my favorite thing is the coding. Me and my group have already started the brain, and we're really excited to code its little battery source.
You get to engineer them, and at the end you get to see if they work against the other teams.
The club meets once a week and is equipped by the Rogers Public Education Foundation.
Close to 6:06 now. If you're still in the market for a Christmas tree, there are a few things you may want to know.
KNWA Today's Nkirika Azuka live in Springdale to show us how to pick the right tree for your family. Nkirika, good morning.
Good morning, Chris and Caitlin. So I'm here at Shipley Farms in Springdale, which is one of the places in our area you can bring your family to pick a tree this season. And this morning I have with me Matthew Young, who is the owner here. So can you talk a little bit about the benefits of getting a real tree over an artificial tree?
The getting to go out and do it, to choose a tree, to take your family out to experience it, to have something new and different every year. It's all part of the Christmas season, the holiday spirit.
So we have a tree here, of course. What are some of the tips when it comes comes to choosing a tree?
Well, so when you go out to choose your tree, if you're going to have a bunch of heavy ornaments or a few light ornaments, your tree is going to help you be able to do that. So we've got here a lighter, softer tree that's very dense, and it's going to take your ribbons and the perfect decorated little light, fluffy tree. Or if you look at the tree behind you, that's a blue spruce tree. It's got heavier, denser limbs and more space in between. So if you're going to have a bunch of homemade ornaments or heavy ornaments, that tree might be more appropriate. We've got 5 different varieties out here, so that's part of what you're going to be looking at when you pick your tree.
So why should people come to a Christmas tree farm as opposed to going to the woods and chopping one down themselves?
So you can pick a real Christmas tree. In Arkansas, as with many other states, there are only a couple of types of trees native that are even going to be close to a Christmas tree. So you're going to go and likely get that Charlie Brown tree that's going to have odd-shaped limbs and dead places. These trees were grown at Badger Tree Farms in Michigan, and they were shaped, and they've spent their whole 12 to 15 years preparing to be in your house for Christmas.
Thank you so much, Matthew. So later on in the half hour, we'll be talking about safety with having these trees in your home. Live in Springdale and Kira Kazuka, KNWA Today, Northwest Arkansas News.
All right, good information in Kiriko. We appreciate it. 6:08 on this Thursday morning, a star-studded musical is now playing at the Walton Arts Center.
We sit down with some of the cast of On Your Feet next. But first, let's check traffic with meteorologist Rick Catsby. How are the roads looking this morning, Rick?
All right, Rick, thanks a lot. 32 past the hour. Topping your headlines this morning, deputies arrest a Springdale man who they say kidnapped and tortured a pregnant woman.
35-year-old Jackson Rodriguez Robles is accused of keeping a pregnant woman in his apartment against her will and beating her over the course of several days. He's facing several charges, including first-degree domestic battery and kidnapping. Rodriguez Robles is being held at the Washington County Jail on a $150,000 bond.
One man is dead after he was shot by a Pope County deputy. It happened after a car chase ended in Conway County on Tuesday. According to Arkansas State Police, the Pope County deputy attempted to make a traffic stop along I-40. They say the driver, 22-year-old Hayes Connor Martin of Siloam Springs, did not stop and continued heading east, crossing into Conway County. When Martin finally stopped, he got out of the car armed with a knife. That's when the deputy fired at Martin, killing him. That deputy, who has not been named, has been placed on paid administrative leave pending the investigation. The attack of an elderly Fort Smith man was caught on camera. Take a look at this incident that happened last week. Now, police say he told another man to get off his lawn, and that sparked an argument. Video shows the victim hitting his cane off a handrail toward the man, who then threw a drink and punched the senior in the head before running away. Police are working to identify that suspect.
The anticipation is high for Springdale's new criminal justice building. Take a look at this rendering. It shows a connected police department, city prosecutor office, and district courts, which will eventually connect to a remodeled city hall. Captain Derek Hudson says the new facility will make communication easier for the police department.
Right now, we're in about 3 separate buildings for the police department. So for me, if I wanted to talk to a detective or detective division, I've got to go outside and walk a couple blocks down the street to get over there to those guys.
Work is expected to begin in the spring. Officials say it should be done sometime in 2020.
Close to 6:35 now. Several people in Northwest Arkansas say they are out of hundreds of dollars each after a local furniture store cut off all communications with its customers. The Springdale Police Department says multiple reports have been filed and an investigation is underway against Mason's Home Furnishings. The Springdale City Clerk's office says it's received 5 to 6 complaints from consumers so far. Those who are still waiting say they just want others to be aware.
Yeah, I mean, you would think somebody that owns a business would at least want to, try to make it right. But I don't know. No answers, no phone calls back.
We just want it to be fair, and we feel like the situation wasn't fair. We don't want other people to be in the same boat.
Unfortunate. If you purchase furniture from Mason's Home Furnishings in Springdale and have not yet received it, call the Attorney General's office or Springdale Police. You can find that information right now on our website, nwahomepage.com.
The Environmental Protection Agency considers the air quality in the area known as the stump dump to be unhealthy. That determination was made based upon the newest EPA air samples collected. The Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry says initial test reports found benzene levels present but well below health concern thresholds. While there seems to be no issues due to chemicals in the air, the EPA says people within a half-mile radius of the stump dump should avoid prolonged or heavy outdoor activity because of smoke inhalation concerns. The EPA will monitor the area this week and send the data to the American Department of Health to determine any potential health risks. The U.S. House of Representatives passed the 2018 Farm Bill this week, and it now heads to President Donald Trump for his signature.
It authorizes agricultural assistance, including everything from crop insurance to rural broadband access. It also continues the food stamp program, or SNAP. Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton was the only no vote among the Arkansas delegation, mainly because stricter work requirements for SNAP didn't make it into the final version.
We're talking about working families, people who are over 60, people living on disability benefits, children. The majority of SNAP recipients are children and people who don't really have the ability to pick up their bootstraps and find a job.
According to the Arkansas Department of Human Services, figures from this month show 1 in 9 Arkansans receive SNAP benefits. The work requirement currently applies to childless adults. Congressman Steve Womack supporting the Farm Bill, releasing a statement saying, in part, farmers and ranchers from Arkansas's 3rd Congressional District feed and fuel our economy and families across the globe. Our agricultural policies must create certainty for hardworking producers and advance a vibrant farm economy. This Farm Bill delivers on those priorities.
You can work up a sweat and help a family in need this holiday.
KNWA Today's Nkirika Azuka live in Bentonville to tell us how you can get involved in Toys for Tots. Nkirika, good morning.
Good morning, Chris and Caitlin. So Toys for Tots is an annual program hosted by the U.S. Marines to distribute toys to families who might not be able to afford them. And this morning I'm here at Precision Fitness in Bentonville with owner Dustin Williams, who's participating in Toys for Tots in his own unique way. So talk a little bit about how you're working with Toys for Tots.
So basically what we're doing is we're just running a workout here Saturday at 9 in the morning, and anybody that wants to bring in a toy and donate it, they can come in and do the workout for free.
All right, so let's get a look at what this workout could maybe look like. We have these things in our hands here.
Yeah, got some battle ropes.
How do we use them?
All right, there's lots of different things you can do with battle ropes. We'll just start off with kind of a basic one, just alternating waves.
Okay. So what kind of donations are you looking for?
Donations, really any type of a toy is going to work. So I promise Toys for Tots will take whatever you want to give to them. So boy or girl, just whatever toys you can bring, we'll appreciate.
All right, what else can we do with these?
We can also just do them at the same time.
Ooh, this is harder than it looks. Oh my goodness, I'm already out of breath. Would you say this workout is going to be kind of beginner friendly?
Yeah, I mean, we can modify any exercise necessary for any level.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. So like you said, you can bring a toy up until Saturday at 9 a.m., which is when the workout will take place, and we'll have location information on our website, nwahomepage.com. Live in Bentonville and out of breath. Nkirika Azuka, KNWA Today, Northwest Arkansas News.
Oh, you did a lot better than I think I would do.
One more round, Nkirika.
Yes, you got this.
There you go.
Nkirika, thanks. KNWA is teaming up with the Salvation Army for its Red Kettle campaign once again as bell ringers for our community.
Yeah, the KNWA Today crew will take on the evening team in a friendly competition to see who can raise the most money to benefit local families in need. Now, you can contribute to our Red Kettles on tomorrow from 11 to 5. We'll be at 2 locations, the Walmart Supercenter on MLK in Fayetteville and the Rogers location on Pleasant Grove.
Happening today, the grand reopening of the Rogers Historical Museum. The expansion includes more exhibitions, larger educational space, room for special events, and state-of-the-art storage space. Construction had been going on since spring of 2016.
So there you go. So the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma seeing their fair share of snow. We saw folks in our state, in Arkansas, receiving more ice. I think it was more in eastern Arkansas, Rick Catsby, in the Batesville area, Independence County. So folks in North Arkansas at least saw some of the winter precipitation that was anticipated to hit us this past weekend.
Well, even artists.
Good morning to you, Caitlin. You've got a lot of popular venues around Northwest Arkansas. Take, for example, Crystal Bridges. You've got the Walton Arts Center. How about Beaver Lake or the Razorback Greenway? All considered crown jewels in their respective arenas. Well, you can add XNA, Northwest Arkansas Regional Airport, to that list. At the start of the 21st century, really XNA opened the gates to new possibilities and higher horizons for our area. And really how XNA got its start is really a far cry from where it is right now.
Be taking place. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Caitlin. You know, the First Tee of Northwest Arkansas, they really do some amazing things with helping enrich the lives of children through the game of golf. And today they're going to do a ribbon cutting ceremony for this magnificent indoor facility, not only for the kiddos, but for adults to enjoy as well. Joining me this morning, Becca Godman. She's with First Tee of Northwest Arkansas. Good morning, Becca.
Good morning, Chris.
Well, let's talk about this facility. How did this structure come to be? What came about in building this facility?
So this is something we've wanted here for a long time, and we were finally able to make it happen this year. We've got a giant putting green, 6 hitting bays. Each of them has its own garage door to hit out onto the driving range and a heater above it to keep you warm in the winter months.
Okay, so there you go. So this morning, I think, if I heard Melissa correctly, it's like 40 degrees outside. So if you want to go take some hacks this morning at about 6:30, you can raise this door. You've got a heater up here, and you can just swing away. That's impressive.
It goes right out onto our driving range, and it is open to the public. We'll be doing our official ribbon cutting ceremony today, and then we will open this facility year-round.
There you go. Speaking of, that's just one of the amenities. You mentioned the putting green, which we will get to momentarily. There's also a simulator. Follow me over here, guys. You have a simulator, Becca, and just talk about what we are looking at right now.
So we had a generous donor give us this simulator. This right here is number 1 on Pinehurst, number 2. We have over 50 courses preloaded on this simulator. We're talking about introducing leagues that you can come out here and play, match play, and we're really excited about it. It's pretty awesome.
And how many courses do you have on it?
Over 50.
There you go. Over 50 courses. So there you go. So if you want to go to Pinehurst, you can go to Scotland and one of the courses there. So it doesn't matter. St. Andrews, that's right. Memory escapes me right there. Lastly, we're talking about this putting green here, and I'm going to try to take some hacks this morning, Caitlin. So I'm going to try to multitask this morning because it's a Tuesday. And why not? We'll get Jacob to come over here. I'm going to say, here you go. Here you go, Becca. Here we go. Right here. So there you go. All right, so here we go. We're going right here. 15 seconds. So the pressure's on.
Nice. First one.
First try, Caitlin Zollner. Beat that. Becca just mentioned that this ribbon cutting ceremony is going to take place 11:30 this morning. Next half hour, I'm going to get on the simulator and try to take a hack in driving. So you want to stay tuned for that. Well, live in Lowell, Chris Frye for KNWA Today, Northwest Arkansas News.
Way to go, Chris. I'm
Score.
I love that game. I would buy all.
Well, as you've likely noticed, some of the men here at KNWA have grown out their beards, all for a good cause. They're partnering with The Cave in Rogers for No Shave November.
KNWA is participating with The Cave in No Shave November. Some of us are.
Yeah, we are. It's the first day, a new look by yours truly. First time I've actually gone without a mustache and goatee, thinking back since I was 19 years old, sophomore year of college.
Over a decade.
Well, over probably 20 years.
Yeah.
More than 20, in 1998-ish. So there you go. It's been a while.
KNWA Today, Northwest Arkansas News.
And Kirika, did he mean Charlie Brown tree or Scooby-Doo tree?
Did you mean Scooby-Doo or Charlie Brown tree?
Oh, Charlie Brown.
Okay, there we go.
There it is. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that was my reaction. So, all right, and Kirika, we appreciate it. Let's stay in Benton County. This is a look at the numbers for Bella Vista City Council, Ward 3, Position 2. I know I am a fan of Pride and Prejudice, but I say that with some context because my wife is an incredibly large fan of this movie. So I know all the characters, I know the storyline.